Guiding Light, presented by today's Ivory Liquid, with its Young Hands formula that helps hands look young again.
Why didn't you just stick out your hands?
Those old-looking hands embarrass me. Darn housework hands look so old.
Hi. Why, George, I'm Mary Myers. She's introduced today's Ivory Liquid. Peg's hands look young again. How you like to have it made? Like me, to do your dishes. Better than mine? Only Ivory Liquid detergent has this special formula. Young Hands formula. Creamy white. Ivory Myers. This longer-lasting suds, too. Proper hand care and Ivory Liquid will make your hands look young again. Come on! We're playing charades!
Your hands.
Now my hands look young again.
Well, come on.
Ivory Liquid helps your hands look young again. Young again.
Well, thank you for me.
Hi, Leslie. Have a seat.
Oh, I'd love to. Talk to you.
I didn't expect to see you here. This is an old hangout of Peggy's and mine from our school days.
Old hangout from your school days. You make it sound like you've been out of school for just years and years.
Sometimes it feels like it. Oh, what are you up to?
Well, I just took the day off from work to go shopping. I know the hospital just can't do without me, but we girls just can't do without our shopping either. So I dropped in here for a Coke and got some company in the bargain.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm just, killing time, waiting for Peggy.
Oh, I should have known. Whenever I find you two inseparables separated, you're generally waiting to get together again.
Yeah. Peggy, went to Mr. Bauer's office to pick up something for her mother. She's going to come back here and I'm going to take her home.
Mr. Bauer's office.
Yeah, Carson Associates. Apparently her mother left her Social Security card there, and Peggy went to find it.
I see. So, how are you and Peggy getting on? Any better since the last time I talked to you at the dance?
About her father, you mean? He's up to his old tricks, I'm afraid. Like getting theater tickets for the same night as the dance, just to break up our date.
Well, if that was a trick, just remember it didn't work, Johnny.
No, this new one probably will. And it's going to be a lot harder on Peggy and me than anything in school so far.
You make it sound so diabolical.
I think it is. But Peggy thinks it's just beautiful and romantic, and there's no telling her otherwise. He wants to take Peggy and her mother off on a vacation.
Oh, now, Johnny, you better tread carefully here. Family vacation sounds pretty innocent to me.
Oh, sure it does. Sounds lovely. Getting tickets for the theater was lovely, too. And so was having a dinner party after the dance just to keep me from taking Peggy home.
Johnny, are you sure you're not exaggerating this? Just a little?
Well, there you are. You see them up again. I can't convince you, so how am I ever going to convince Peggy?
But you are convinced that he's just doing this to break you two up.
Oh, I know that's why he's doing it. He's trying to keep me away from her as long as possible. And he's out to break us up. Any way he can.
Hi. Want to know my recipe for a good moist cake? So moist, it's brimming with rich, full flavor. The recipe, Duncan Hines cake mix. When you pull this tab, you'll get a cake moist as homemade. See? Duncan Hines cake is so moist the crumbs cling together. So moist it's brimming with flavor. For a moist cake, moist as homemade. Remember the recipe, Duncan Hines.
It's wash day for Jill Wade. Her wash is so big and dirty, there's only one way to get it clean.
The bomb! The dirt bomb!
Introducing Salvo's Dirt Bomb. A dime's worth of Salvo has more cleaning power than this much old-fashioned powder detergent. That's why for big, dirty washers...
The bomb! The dirt bomb! So how does Peggy feel about this? sure she'll miss you.
I hope she will, but it's not going to keep her from going. Peggy's awful close to her family. Apparently lately things, well, they haven't been too great between her mother and her father. Peggy's caught them arguing and things like that. I guess she thinks this vacation is going to pull them closer together.
Well, I can't blame her for wanting that. Peggy's been starved for a family life for years, and I know how that is.
You did?
My mother died when I was born.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
That's okay. I only mention it to show that I know how Peggy feels. I spent most of my childhood dreaming about a family that I never had, wondering what it could have been like, missing it. It can be about the biggest dream in your whole life.
Well, I must admit that Peggy's been a lot happier since her parents got remarried.
Of course she is.
I think it's a little too important to her, though. I was worried about her the other day.
What do you mean?
Well, it turned out to be just a misunderstanding, but for a while there, it looked as if there was something seriously wrong between Peggy's parents. She was just about the unhappiest girl I've ever seen.
Well, I remember she seemed awfully depressed the other day, but she didn't say what it was about.
Yeah, well, apparently her dream was beginning to crumble. I honestly think that sometimes it's too important. I mean, it means too much, you know what I mean?
I'm afraid you're asking the wrong person, Johnny. It's funny how some people value families more than others do. I've often told Ed that I don't think he appreciates his family enough.
Is there some trouble between Ed and his family?
Why do you ask?
Well, because the other night at the dance, I asked him how they were. He got all buttoned up, especially when I asked him about his father.
I'm afraid it's better not to ask Ed about his father.
Oh.
It's a pretty sore subject where Ed's concerned.
Well, that's funny. Every time I've met Mr. Bauer, he always seemed like a real nice guy.
I've only met him once, but I'm sure he is a real nice guy. The trouble is he's a real nice guy with a drinking problem.
Oh, yeah?
Ed's pretty down about it now. Sometimes I think that he's just not as understanding with his father as he could be.
I remember my dad saying that Mr. Bauer had a drinking problem, but that was a long time ago. What got him started again, you know?
I guess people who have a real drinking problem are drinking because they're pretty unhappy.
Well, he can't be drinking very long, because otherwise Peggy would have said something to me about it.
Why, Peggy?
Well, her mother worked for Mr. Bauer for such a long time that she was always saying what a wonderful boss he was. Evidently, she thought quite a lot of Mr. Bauer.
I've heard she thought quite a lot of Mr. Bauer. His drinking has started just recently.